sunny season, of course chances are high that you're going to yield less or you're going to make losses. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shakie, my love, and today we have another video. I know you love these videos, so I'm giving you a part B of my previous videos about how I got millions out of an acre of maize. Now I made this video, I think 2 to 3 weeks back, and it's doing quite good. Of course, you loved it, and I would like to share some of the things that enabled me to actually succeed in that project. Now, I'm not saying I got the best out of it, but of course the results were satisfying. They were nice, and the fact that I was just trying out things, of course it was a good outcome. Now, in that video, I had a lot of questions. Some of you, of course, I replied to you in my DMs. Of course, thank you for reaching out, and I hope I did my best to give you the information that you are looking for. However, it's not like I have every information about or every detailed information. I also just started these projects, and of course I'm trying to share as much as possible. Of course, I'm sharing the good and the bad things about it. Now I'm going to be answering some of the questions that we got, questions that I feel like I should give attention. And if you have any other question about my videos, of course you drop them in the comment section. I literally reply to everyone, so don't be scared to do that. Now, in my previous video, if you've not watched it, I think you should watch it first to come and watch this, because you get the best picture. You get the best picture and results after watching the first video first. Now, the first question that I had from you guys was, what was the variety of maize that I used, or the type of maize that I used? Now, for starters, you should know that we have many of varieties, like a lot of varieties of many types of maize in Uganda, and in the whole world we have many, but the common ones in Uganda, they are just 3, of which the type that I used, not everyone used it, because it is expensive, and 2, it needs care, a lot of care, and you need to be careful. But of course it is not so hard to maintain it. If you really love something, you have to give it your own, especially if you expect to make some profits out of it. Now we have 3 varieties, and of course everyone chooses what they want or what they can afford. Now I went for the best variety that we have in Uganda, that is high yield hybrid. So I used hybrid variety or type of maize in my previous video. I think you can see the maize, and then you can see how it looks. I'm going to be putting some pictures on the screen. Now, if you cannot afford that type, of course you can go for any other, because at the end of the day, if they are charging you, they don't look at the type of course if you're selling it, they don't look at the type of maize that you're selling. They just measure the kilograms, and then they give you according to what price is trending at that moment. So you can go for everything or anything that you want. But the good thing about this, it's just like its name, high yield, like it brings more than, like it produces more than any other type of variety of maize that you have in Uganda. I hope I've answered you well. Now, another question that I would like to answer or talk about is the best season. What is the best season of planting maize? Now, this is like coffee. If you ever dealt in coffee, or if you know anything about coffee, it has seasons. And we have actually 2 seasons. Sometimes you can count 3, but we have 2 main seasons of coffee. Now, when it comes to maize, currently maize spend like you actually spend like 3 months to 4. It's not 4 months, but the maize that I used, it's just 3 months. Now, about the best season, I feel like we don't have the best season actually when it comes to maize. If you've made your research, we don't have the best season. Why? It's because there is a lot of technology that you can use even if you plant your maize in the rainy season. As long as you have what needs for you to maintain it, you're good to go. Especially you can do the irrigation, you can do anything to make sure your maize is not affected by the season. Let's say if you plant your maize, if you call out that activity in a sunny season, of course chances are high that you're going to yield less or you're going to make losses. But of course, if you want to go for it, if that is your main activity, you can go for it in the sunny season if you have the requirements, or you have the requirements to maintain it. That is water, irrigation, the machines and all that. If you have any ways of doing that, of course you can go for it and you don't wait for a season. So of course it's better to plant when it is rainy season, because of course the soil is okay, the soil is soft, and yeah, you don't find a lot of difficulties, and you're going to spend less when it comes to maintaining it. Okay, so yeah, it depends on how much you have your ability to take care of it, or to, of course, to encounter the challenges that you might face when it comes to that season. So it's up to you. Another question that I got that I would like to talk about is how much did you sell your maize? I answered that, and let me tell you guys, these prices are not fixed. These prices are not fixed, and for you to get the better price or the best price, I'm going to talk about two things. One, patience. You have to be patient. Two, you have to be flexible enough to carry out your research before selling off your maize. Now, for instance, you're going to find right now maize is at around 1,100, between 1,000 to 1,000. The common price now it is between 1,000 to 1,100. Sometimes in some places they are buying it at 900 Ugandan shilling. Now you can see the difference. Just a 50,000 can make a difference. Of course, not so much, but it can make a difference. Of course, if I find someone buying my maize at 1,000, and then there is someone else who can buy it at 1,050 shilling, of course I'm going to go with a second option. Now, price, there is no fixed price of this maize, but it has seasons. Now, for instance, for me, I sold my maize when the season was just starting. What does that mean? It means that if the season is just starting, it means companies that are dealing with maize, there is demand. That's, to be honest, there is demand because it is less. Some people's maize is not ready, and a few of us, of farmers, have got it, like they are ready to sell off. Now, when the season is just starting, of course it is high. That's what you should know. It is always high. And when the season is in the middle, just know the maize is too much and the prices are going to go down. Okay. And then lastly, when the season is ending, the maize reduces. Okay. And the demand is high. It means you're going to sell it at a higher demand, at a higher price than in the middle of the season. So it's up to you. If you're ready at the beginning of the season, when the demand is high, you're going to get more out of it. But the vice versa, if it is in the middle of the season, of course the selling season, it means the maize is too much and you're going to sell it at a lower price. So it depends on how much you put in and how much you expect. But I would advise you, if you're ready at the beginning of the season, sell it. If you're if you're not in a rush, I would advise you to hold on until when the season is ending. That's when you can get some good money, because right now it is at 1,000. The highest price is 1,100, but at the end of the season you can even sell it at 1,500. So I think you get that trick. Now, another thing about that, don't go to only one buyer if you want to get the best price. this is what you're going to do. If you have your maize, and yeah, if you have your maize, you're going to come to me, and I will tell you, maybe I'm buying it at 1,100, and then you go to a next person, they might tell you I'm buying it at 1,200, and then if you go to a third person, if they are in need of that maize, they will tell you I'm adding 50 shillings. Now you might go to a third person or fifth person, and then they add 100 in it. So it's about being patient and not only using one person, because every time you use one buyer, sometimes they cheat you. Of course, sometimes they can give you a better deal, but it is advisable. I will advise you to go to at least minimum of 3 people, and then you compare the prices. No laba what you leave it. If it is a good deal for you, you go ahead and buy it. You give it a shot. Okay, that's the trick that you can use when selling maize. Yeah. How much? Now another question, this is important. How much land is needed? Now let me tell you something. You don't need a lot of land. Some of you have got land in the village that is even vacant, like it is dormant. You don't use it for anything. If you have that land, you can, if you're disciplined enough, of course you can ask someone, maybe rent it. And of course in the village you're not going to spend so much money. Sometimes you just have to buy for them a few things, and then sometimes you can rent it at a lower price, at a cheaper price, and you're good to go until when you're ready to buy your own land, like enough land. But I also think there is not enough land. Okay, so my advice is, if you have 1 acre and above, from 1 acre, you're good to go. You're really good to go. Now if you have 1 acre, you can actually utilize it to yield much maize, because in my previous video I told you it was just 1 acre, and you saw how much we got out of it, and of which it didn't only have maize, it had trees inside there, like just normal trees, not planted trees. We had coffee in there, and we had cassava in there. So imagine if I managed to yield that much in that small piece of land. Imagine if you have the same land and you're only utilizing it for maize. How much will you get out of it? So you don't really need to have much, but the way you prepare yourself, the way you handle everything, and yeah, that matters more than how big the land is. So another question that I would like to answer or to talk about, before I talk about that, guys, I would like to thank you for your support. I really appreciate. I love the growth. We've grown so much, and yeah, continue with the support. And if you want me to do such videos, of course I will be dropping one at a time. And yeah, I hope you're really getting something. I hope you're not watching you're just not watching and leave everything there. I hope you're getting something, and I pray you put in the work. Okay, so I would like to talk about how to prepare for the land now, where it is and what it has been doing. Okay, some land is fertile enough for you to just come and start planting or start your project, and some land needs more care. For example, if the land has been having coffee plantations for a long time, of course you will need a grader to go through the land, and then you put fertilizers in, because remember that trees take a lot of nutrients for the land. So if you just get out the trees and then you plant the maize, you may not get the best results. Okay, but if you get a grader and it goes through everything of the best results, but you don't get the best results just because you've used a grader too. Okay, you also have to consider putting fertilizers. Now fertilizers, someone asked which fertilizer did I use. Now I'm going to give you a trick. If you're in the village, you go to those herring stations, coffee herring stations, maybe Jako Bukuta, Kumwan, and then you book them, okay, because after they are going to sell them or drop them, of course. But you will need to go to those herring stations and then you book those remainings, and then you keep them. You can actually keep them for like a month for them to rot. So after preparing your land, there's no trees, no grass and all that, you can go through it and put the fertilizers. Now you can also use the cow dung. You can use any fertilizer that you can think of. Some fertilizers, they do sell them, but they are quite expensive, so you can use these methods that I've told you. Maybe you go to someone who has got cows, sheep, goats, and that herring station, coffee herring station, then you prepare yourself in advance. Don't rush things, because after bringing in the grader and after applying the fertilizer, at least you leave the land to be there for like a month, okay, a month before everything, okay, before you plant your maize. After a month, of course, the land will be ready for you to use it for planting, or it will be ready for you to plant your maize in that. So there's not so much tricks, but yeah, you need to prepare your land very well, because of course it's needed. So that's all you need to do. So I think I'm going to stop here. That's what I had for you today. I hope I've answered your questions very well. And if you want to start that project, if you have land, you can start now, because it is a rainy season. The land is soft, the soil is soft, and you can utilize it. And another thing, guys, if you don't get the exact results that I got for the first time, just don't give up, because I did not get these results for the first time. Like some seasons they might be bad, and some seasons you can actually yield more than I yielded or less than I yielded. So it's up to you to know that sometimes in every business there is losses, and sometimes you yield much. So if you choose to give up, that will be your problem, but I don't advise you to give up. And you have to consider making losses or profits at the end of the day, but we're all working for profits. So make sure you deserve what you're yearning for. Okay, so thank you for subscribing. If you're new here and you like to join the family, the joining button is free. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss anything whenever I post a video. I remain Shakie, my love. Bye.